Mike Tyson is officially the Grim Reaper of boxing. He said Francis was going to surprise us. He dropped Fury, brought him to a split decision. He said Benavidez is the Mexican monster. He beat Caleb Plant like he stole something and butchered Andrade like a horror movie. Sometimes you watch this man fight and you're speechless because he's beaten the blood, sweat, tears, and will out of these men. He's a freight train. Absolutely. No matter what can be said about his skill, there's probably gonna be criticism, and I have criticism myself of some of his skills, but the results don't lie. He's a certified monster. Time and time again, he's proven it, and we all know the fight that should be next. Everybody, the fight that should have happened probably a little while ago, but it's probably gonna be even better now because it's being built up by the path of destruction this man is leaving. But yeah, that fight versus Canelo is going to be a very entertaining fight and tough for both. The more I see him, the more like, yeah, he's going to be a tough fight for Canelo. Years ago, I would have said Canelo would handle him relatively easily. But as time is going on, Canelo's looking a little bit weird, and Benavidez is looking like Benavidez. And he's handling all these different styles, and he's proven that we shouldn't underestimate, but particularly me, because I feel like I've underestimated just how good he is. And I got to see Boo Boo early on, and I definitely saw where the hype came from as far as his skills, his movement, the traps he was setting. But as beautiful as all those extra technical and cool aspects of Sweet Science are, hopefully watching this channel, you see that thinking is a big part of the game, but there's also other parts. Like if somebody's capable of being a freight train that's tougher than you, that's stronger than you, that's bigger than you, and they can run through you, sometimes the science can get simplified. Sometimes the science is complicated, sometimes it's simple. And that's not to take away from Benavidez's skill, because he made some great adjustments in there, and he did a great job nullifying Andre's attempts to control the range and Andre's attempts to like circle around and come around at angles. And Andre was trying to counter him. He had good defense at times, and he duck and smother, and Andre tried to duck and smother, and Benavidez would cancel that out. Benavidez absolutely has to go. It's just he's the type of fighter where his skill is overshadowed by his style, because he has some fundamental issues, but he makes it work. There's fighters that have fundamental issues that are some of the greatest fighters of all time. Not saying that he's there, but I'm just saying that that's not necessarily holding him back all the way. So he's making some small adjustments that we'll talk about tomorrow as we go in depth with the analysis. So to be clear, he's not just a big freight train. He has skills that are overlooked due to his style. It's not just luck and size that's giving him these dominant victories over some of the most skilled boxers on the planet. Look at Caleb Plant. Now, you could argue that was a little bit of an endurance thing, but endurance is also a part of the science. I could tell early on the way Andre was moving around, I was like, Benavidez is going to wear out those legs, because Andre is having to do too much moving, and he's having to be a little bit more explosive and agile, where David Benavidez is walking, which is that's what he does. He walks you down. He's like Jason Voorhees. That's why I said it's like a horror movie. On the other note, we may talk about Jermell Charlo in the future, because I have some hot takes about Jermell. One of them is that I think he's better than his brother, or at least potential for potential. The things that he showed me, he seems like a more tactical fighter. I see him thinking, planning out stuff. I see him reading. I see him setting traps. I see him being conservative with his energy. I see him not overextending. I see him with a great jab. But we'll talk about Charlo more in the future. I'll probably do a breakdown. Even in the form that he showed up in, he wasn't even in the best form he could possibly be, but just mentally I could see, I was like, yeah, I remember watching him in the past, and I seen it again. I was like, yeah, he's a really good fighter. But yeah, we'll keep it brief. Fights and Science, Immortality Serum out. Look for the analysis tomorrow.